this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Spartan Armor Systems Swimmer's Cut plates. Now this one is an AR-550 level 3 plus single curve, full coat, full spall mitigation coating rifle plate. So obviously you can see right off the bat that this thing is not going to give you as much protection as a standard shooter's cut. This is still a 10 by 12 in full dimensions, but obviously it's cut out more here and here. Now what this does is the bottoms here are, it's going to give you a little bit more of an advantage, like when you're bending over or leaning side to side on your plates or whatever, or even kneeling. You can actually have a problem with your rigs actually, like your battle belts actually pushing up on the plates and pushing this plate up more towards your chin. Now up here, this cut out here, obviously it's kind of like the swimmer, how you're going to be having a full stroke or whatever, and in order to get things, like if I was going to draw this magazine out with my left hand, my support hand, I'd have to reach all the way over. With a standard shooter's cut, it can kind of limit my range of motion. This actually takes that disadvantage away, however you lose the advantage of extra coverage in this area. But it does lighten it up, and that's one thing people do like. Now obviously you are sacrificing coverage, but you are getting, less weight and more mobility, so you kind of got to deal with that and decide which one you want more. And the funny thing is, this doesn't cost more money. It actually costs less, because I'm guessing that the end result is, less materials for them to have to use. I'm not really sure how they produce this, if it's forged, cast, billet extrusion, or whatever. I'm not sure what they do in order to manufacture these, but I do know that that as far as like price is concerned, this is like one of the best priced sets of armor, and one of the most highly regarded sets of armor that you can find on the market. So I think it's actually a pretty awesome plate, and pretty awesome company as far as like how much these plates go for, and what their capabilities are. They are actually certified level 3, even though it's rated level 3 plus. I don't think there's an NIJ certification for that, so it's rated at level 3, which is just below level 4. So it'll give you a little bit more protection. The AR-550 that they're using is a little bit a little bit stronger than AR-500, so it does give it a little bit more toughness to deal with stuff. So when you look on the back here, what you'll see is that it is, level 3. It is rated for level 3 through NIJ, and it's good for 5 years on the warranty. So if you end up cracking this metal, it is warranted. So anyways, this is the back plate that I had in my plate carrier. This is a Condor operator, and I took off the cummerbund and stuff like that. It's basically my quick throw-on body armor. But the one thing about shooter's cut is it can basically leave a bit to be desired for these types of plate carriers where they're designed for a traditional shooter's cut, where it can actually stick out up here. And what you'll notice is if you don't tighten them down all the way when you insert them from the bottom, this thing can actually float left to right. It'll basically rock back and forth inside of these. So my advice is, I do like this, and I do recommend them highly for the mobility, the weight, and the price. But you do need to tighten these down really good in order to keep them from traveling, as I guess you could say. Now it is a 10 by 12, but the outside dimensions are 10 by 12, but it's not going to be 10 inches across as far up as a traditional shooter's cut, which that measurement side to side does help it stay in place a little better. But it does take away a lot of the bulk as well inside of a plate carrier, so you don't have to deal with as much bulk. Now I got a single curve. Would you actually want to get the advanced triple curve that they actually had? I would actually say yes for the front. I think the front actually would work good having an advanced triple curve, but the back, I think a single curve is good enough, at least to keep the keep your back nice and straight, I always like to have a flat plate at the back. However, some people would say, why don't you have like a standard shooter's cut in the back? Well, actually, if you are moving your arm back and stuff, you are actually going to need your range of motion there. Some people would argue that you don't really lose much range of motion in the back if you just have a shooter's cut. Well, it's kind of, but that's not necessarily true, because your scapula is moving and you do have muscles moving here and there, and you can feel it snagging on a standard shooter's cut plate, flat, curved, whatever it may be. So that is something that you want to take into consideration. I have, it came in sets of 2, so I have one in the front, one in the back. And overall, it's just reducing the weight. If you had a standard shooter's cut in the back, it's just going to add more weight to the back, so you're going to have to really find a way to compensate for that weight, and that probably leads you to actually putting more crap on the front than you actually need to, because these things still are 7.5 pounds each. As it comes, this is a full coat, so it's going to be 7.5 pounds. You're looking at about 7 pounds even with a base coat, which isn't really going to give you any spalling mitigation. So, with that said, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this plate, and I just wanted to kind of introduce you guys to, you know, the Spartan Armor Systems swimmer's cut and give you guys my point of view from my experience using this, and just kind of put out a few pointers that I didn't see other people covering. So with all that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely consider this company. I'll put a link below to their site, and specifically for this product. So I appreciate you guys watching, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and you guys have a good one.